Hello, testing. All right. Is my voice heard? Or am I talking to a wall right now? Yeah, I think my microphone works. Hello. Hi guys. It's been a while. Well, it's been 1 week. Okay. I've been wanting to do a. All right. Thanks to you. So I've been thinking of doing a writing, world building stream for quite a bit. But I thought, yeah, it's gonna be boring to look at the basically just looking at a Google Doc. So you know what? I'm thinking we could also do it on, we could doodle on the side because visual aid and all that stuff. So let me switch. I execute. Let me make sure this works. I sure love. Okay, yeah, it's not changing at all. It's not changing at all. You have to click it. What's wrong with you? Restream, buddy. Okay, I'm forgetting that I actually have mobile to help me out with this one. Alright, alright. Full display. Pizza wheel. Alright! Alright, mobile works. Thank you. I'm sure you guys can see this. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna change the music though. I don't exactly like this kind of music for starting a stream. So, world building. Yeah, okay, I need to explain some stuff. Engineering. Let's start with this document. Right. Oh, what's this document about? Okay. I have a game where basically anything can come to life. I think some of you already know this. No, I think all of you already know this. It's from the roots. Yay! Alright, this is basically just the world building. With parentheses. Alright, that should be fun. So you probably need some context. So what is From the Roots? Basically a game where anything, literally anything, can come to life. From an orange. Let's make it bigger so that's easier for you to see it. Brush. Like this here, majestic orange, or maybe an apple. Let's start with fruits, because that's like the easiest thing that comes to mind. Like fruits and vegetables, maybe even a banana or something. I don't have to draw bananas. I suck at doodling this quick. Maybe even things like, rocks. Ooh, how lame. How boring. Maybe even gemstones. I'm gonna draw a diamond. But basically anything. Yeah, anything can come to life. They can come to have arms and legs and they can see the world type shit. And it's not just these things. I literally said everything. So maybe even your phone. Right? Even your phone or your laptop even can come to life. And they would, I think, basically they would know all sorts of horrors what you're looking at. So, there's limits, there's rules. Can of beans, yeah, even can of beans can be Even a cat of beans can be sentient. Let's draw it right here. Yeah, beans. Ooh. What if red orange? Well, then looks better than my handwriting. Yeah, Mrs. Paint. Beans. So yeah, just think of anything, and it can come to life. But if it was that easy, now I'm just trying to look at the chat on my phone. Yeah, you can see that anything here can be sentient, but there's rules. Like for example, things like these can come to life a lot easier, a lot quicker. These things are like hard tasks, or not exactly. You have to make it. You have to do it manually, and basically that's the entire context of this entire document. Golly gosh, I'm gonna turn off dark mode. This is basically the Tangent database, the section of this boring ass document. Blah blah blah. It literally reads like a research paper. It's formatted similarly to a research paper. You even have a title page, because I might actually print this out someday. But minor. This is long enough. Line to wrap on your phone. Light mode! I'm sorry, team. Okay, maybe I should probably, put it on dark mode. Also, not the mode. Can I shuffle you? Thank you. This is the first time I don't get access to what's behind the scenes first. This has been a thing for the longest time. I think I just forgot to tell you about it. So, right, you have goals. I'll be clear, I'll be open about this. There's some usage of AI. I've asked countless times if it's okay with the way I'm using it for my writing, and everyone said it's okay. So, if there's any objections, I'll duly note them. But basically, I just use AI alongside. I just use AI as a quality check alongside the actual writers, in case right? No one's available. I could ask AI for small things, but I'm basically still controlled. We've been analyzed, and critiqued by artificial intelligence in terms of the logical soundness and to patch up potential loopholes. Right, this is crucial because, it's still my idea. I don't want it to give me ideas or hints or anything. So, there you go. That's a transparency note. That's right there. So, to the way all of this lore, this will be just behind the scenes. It's not exactly gonna be like Lord of the Rings or something where everything is thrown at you. Okay, what? Is it just me or is... Okay, did I put latency? What's if the latency? How do I reduce that? I should have reduced that from the start. No, it's too late. Can I change the settings? YouTube Studio! Right, I think I can change it here. Oh! I can't change it! Darn. I should have changed it. That's sad. Okay. Nice Lord up. Thank you. So, right here. Sentience Essence and Sentience Awakening. So this is basically... the thing. So this is the thing that makes this thing happen. So Sentience Essence, let's think of them like... let's use blue. They're like the little particles, the essence that makes these things alive. And the phenomenon is where they go to have sentience and all that. Just for example, I'm just gonna be drawing quick doodles. There's like not much going on here. I'm just gonna draw a rock. Maybe they'll vomit diarrhea too, or right. That's probably a reference. I don't need this right now. Right, basically, sentience essence is like the little blue mother. Oh my god. Just think of them as these little things that that the little thing that makes them alive. Right, that's sentience essence. They said, I already explained this one. So there's a lot of rules. I'm gonna go back to the table of contents. There's like, hold on, let me refresh. There you go. There's a new one. There's a new one because I've been working on this thing. Catherine, are you alright, buddy? You look like you're having a stroke, buddy. Right, so there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 rows. Okay, there's like 8 rows to this thing, and you can see, darn, there's a lot of rows just for something to come alive. Yes, and I'll get to that really quickly, but I'm gonna look through this first. So this is the main factor, and also like the reason why these things can come to have sentience much easier than these things. So, okay, this is technically not world building. This is rule building. I'm gonna extend my, let's extend my page. So the document I'm showing you is, hold on. Let's write it in. Rule building. I don't know if people actually use this term, but since, you know, that world building, I think of world building as the general lore stuff. Yeah. This one is like the framework, like how the universe works. So it's universe. Yeah, etc. And so on and so forth. It's like the essential, it's a framework of how this universe comes to be. So this is a rule building document, and not exactly a world building document. Yeah, I should probably update the phrasing too. But anyways, right, this rule, the most important rule, the reason why this can come to life easier than this is because of one thing. Reality, I call it. So, basically, they're classified into multiple things. Multiple, you know, you got things that come from the earth, natural things, rocks, stones, ores, maybe even that iron ore you're getting in Minecraft and stuff. That's all counted right here, elemental. Then the one after that is organic. Basically, plants and animals. That's it. Then you got a special case for aliens. Yeah, because you know that can happen. Then there's Then there's this derived. What's this derived nonsense? Right, I'm gonna visualize it. I'm gonna visualize it better. Let's expand the paint program. Very big. So, right, there's 3. Right. So there's 3. There's elemental things derived of Earth or planet or something. Let me use the curse because that style of drawing Earth or something. I don't know. That'll just fill in the gaps. Like stones, rock, etc. Natural thing, not like rocks, boulders, stones, stuff. Then you have organics. Why is the brush so big? Organics. I think this is clear. We're talking about plants and animals. I do not know how to draw a dog, so I'm just going to draw what we call in Tokipona a soeli. In other terms, an animal. That does not look like an animal. I'm gonna draw it properly. Let's see here. Soeli. It's a glyph. It's supposed to be a letter representing the word soeli, which means animal, and it's cute. I really like it. Then you have derived. So what's derived? It's basically things that come from these two, which are turned into these. So let's say I have a wooden chair. Amazing wooden chair. Nice one. Right, wooden chair. This is technically derived because it comes from, well, it's literally derived from wood. Or so I'd say. And it had to go through processes in order to become a chair. Like, it had to be chopped, and it had to be thawed, it had to be handcrafted, it had to be assembled into a chair. Yeah. That's a basic example. Furniture. Think of furniture. Or even better, your smartphone. Right. That's an even more complex thing. So a phone um, got all sorts of minerals. You have glass. You have plastic, and it's assembled in a factory in an assembly line. It's not exactly handcrafted, and the things that are assembling the phone are they themselves assembled. I'm going to assume that these phones are assembled by a robot in a in an assembly line, which in turn they come from probably the similar materials as this. So it's kind of like Factorio, where yeah, you start simple with your factory and stuff, but then your factory grows, things get more complex. It takes a lot of more things to assemble something, this thing or that thing. So that's derived, and that's the reason why it's very difficult for something like a laptop, a phone, a can of beans to come to life because they're man-made. I'd say they've been assembled from multiple components, and essentially they lose purity. They're not pure anymore. So because they're artificial, you have to give sentience to them artificially. That's how it works. And also, I'm gonna verify that my aliens also will leave for dinner. My chat is not updating on my phone. I do not like that. I am awkward. You are indeed awkward. The doc has table contents. Yeah. I think I'm gonna refer to the YouTube app itself if I'm gonna keep reading chat from here. So that's matter derivation rule. That's the reason why it's not easy for everything to come to life. And basically, it just prevents this. Right, okay, I'm gonna show you an example. I'm gonna search up the FDI. There we go. This is an example of anything. Yeah, literally anything can come to life. A basketball, a pin, a match, a bubble, a pin. So this is the main clause that makes it seem plausible and not just like merely, it gives logic to what would have otherwise looked like a cartoon. Even though it is, but honestly. Then you have this one. There's so many rules I don't think I'm gonna have to explain. You could really make use of OBS. I literally use OBS for the entire time I've been streaming and recording. This is my first time using Streamlabs because, I don't want to deal with restream, honestly. And okay, OBS is great. It's great to use. It's never failed me. And I just want to try Streamlab. And I think it's alright. I think this is better for streaming. I still got the same old layout that you see here. It's just, migrated over here for stuff. So got all this stuff. This is rule building. I remind you, rule building. It's not exactly the world itself. You could stream to Twitch for free. Streamlabs. Yeah, to be honest, I'm just gonna. I prefer just using OBS raw. I just really want it for the chat because I've been having a hard time. But you know, hey, it's just me trying out things, and it's worked so far. It's not, you know, it's not buggy, or it's not a hassle for me, so it's fine. But this rule, this other rule, should I explain this, or should I just go ahead to the actual world building part? Because all this document says is rules. There's no world in it. That's why it's rule building. Right, you even have this weird cost right here. I'm gonna ignore that real quick. So, world building, general lore. So, question we're gonna start with is the where. Where does this take place? So I'd say, you know, yeah, because you need a setting. Need a setting. It just looks like Earth. You know, I'm a simplifier. It just looks like Earth. I have Universe Sandbox to make this for me. There's an entire star system behind this. It's really complicated, but just to summarize, it's just on a planet that's just like Earth, except that things can come to life for some reason. Oh, all right. I'm gonna show you real quick because you know it kind of eats my performance. Solar system, yeah, all right. You don't need to see this. I'm gonna show you something. Overlay, buddy, cow, all right. So this is basically, yeah, that's not world building, that's star system building. Yeah, I guess, but this is basically where the story takes place. Yeah, it looks like Earth. Yeah, done, because it is Earth. It's Earth. And for some reason, it's a moon. Around this, it's another thing that makes this world unique. I do not need the audio, but I think I'm gonna close it anyway. So it's like Earth, but you know, it has some weird quirks. Like the fact that it itself is a moon around this a bigger planet thing. Then you got two other moons. So, you know, for one thing, the night sky would be very big. Rolling so big, you have to run an entire simulation. You know, that's the drawback of this. Because, I made this world building, or this entire universe building thing, before I even had the game to begin with. So I just kind of... Basically, the game is... Right, what if I had a game based on whatever I made in this thing? This reminds me a lot of my industry roleplay. Oh boy! Actually, that's how this whole entire thing started. It was a lore document for a Mindustry roleplay that I'll just summarize it by saying it was basically D&D for Mindustry. You set yourself up for failure whenever this. Oh boy, this is going on for like 3 years. But basically, you know, it was even more complicated. What do I mean? What do I mean by this? Boom. This was the core. Yeah, the sun is gone. There's no more sun. Boom, vanish. So this is why I either have no world building or start small first with direct correlation with the game. So right, I'll justify myself. Everything else here, there's no detail. I just added random planets. There's no reason for them to exist. The only thing that's important is this, and the fact that this and everything nearby is important. I don't have time to maybe I do have time, but there's an entire timeline behind the history of this world building, and honestly, this is a lot simpler. There's no there's no document on any of these planets. I start by making a game right away. With art, a game engine that's preferably so it's not high friction. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair, but you know. I'm doing the writing with consideration of what I will add to the game. So I'm gonna quit Universe Sandbox right now. More of that. So if I don't mind turning to my shiny skin of the terrain generator. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen, but you know. And we already have started on some world building. By world, I mean culture, lore, society, not the actual geographical sense of a world. So, yeah, that's exactly why. That's probably why I won't come back to playing the game. But either way, there's already a thing I'm working on, and it's called soil culture. Soil culture. No, cuisine. Ooh, soil cuisine. It's cuisine. Something to do with soil, right? So basically, this is the cuisine that basically you turn dirt. You turn dirt, and then it could be prepared into all sorts of dishes. Maybe a nice bowl of soup. I'm gonna draw a spoon right there, or maybe like a broth dish on a pot, or I'm just gonna draw all sorts of utensils for this one. You basically make it not only edible, but sort of phasing out, but still interact with the community somewhat. This is why I hold on to people like Orange Theory. Thank you. Yeah, to be honest, I only rejoin TA every now and then. And I don't even know what's going on anymore. So we have dirt. Oh, soil cuisine, right? Soil. And it's basically prepared into different kinds of, dishes. And it's basically indistinguishable from the original source material. But, there's only one kind of group that can really eat this. It's the sentient fruits and vegetables and nuts and something. Bananas. Only these kinds of sentient beings can eat soil cuisine. Or maybe these guys as well, but bell curve. And then there's also different kinds of soil. Like you got reddish, orangish soil, you got red crispy soil, you got clay, or maybe boring concrete, but that's gonna be very difficult to eat. Or maybe even fertilizer works. I'm gonna pick out a darker color, like you could have dung, and that would be the most nutritious thing out of this whole thing. So just basically think of it as what these kind of people eat, because they're essentially fruits of plants. They come from plants, and therefore they like the soil. They like to eat the soil, and that's actually in part from a new rule that I made. Yeah, because they come from a very earthy environment, they're gonna come to have a bias towards that kind of thing. It's their preference. And so that they can turn all of these things into different dishes. And it's basically for them, it's like an ingredient like any other. You could boil it, bake it, fry it. I don't know. I don't know how that would work, but I think you'd prepare it with a kiln. Maybe you'd prepare it with a kiln because they're dirt. They're not exactly like the actual fruits and vegetables and meat. So I just imagine that they're gonna have like some sort of kiln where they prepare these kinds of ingredients. Ooh. Boring shit. Right, soil cuisine. Darn. Ah, shit. Since, I think these could be easily forms of expression. Like, it's not that everything here is at the same place. They could be like spread across the entire world. Maybe, let's say, you have red soil, red crispy soil in something like the Grand Canyon. Got like the sea there. And then you got layers of rock and stone. And maybe that's where like the red crispy soil comes from. Or maybe with the orange yellowish dirt, which comes from, I'm gonna take a dumb guess, the savannah. Maybe. Let me draw Africa. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. That's a fair approximation, I hope. So, okay, savannah type shit. Just draw this kind of color trees. Then that's where you're gonna find this kind of soil. Alongside there's obviously green grass growing here. Concrete is going to be like very artificial in a sense. So yeah, they usually come from these big old trucker things. In a sense, I'm just trying to figure this out right now. I think you get the idea. There it is. I'm not good at drawing rocks, I guess. Gotta deal with it. Got like big machinery at the back. So that's you got the concrete. It's being mixed over. And it even solidifies, so maybe it's like a very painful thing to eat. It's probably like the buldak 2x spicy noodles. So it solidifies and it's really hard to eat. Imagine that you're eating concrete and then your intestines are gonna be like rock solid because you ate concrete. Oh, good luck, buddy. And I guess that's one of the main. That's one of the examples. Cuisine. It has a variety of types of soil, and you can prepare it into different kinds of dishes in a sense. And how would I apply this to the game, right? So these can be items, and they could have some sort of bias. Let's say turnip. Nobody can find. Alright. So, let's say a turnip, right? Maybe their preference, I'm guessing, Mediterranean soil. I'm guessing. They would maybe they would prefer to have dishes in Mediterranean soil. And basically, if I were to compare this with different kinds of soil, when you eat a dish that's prepared with these kinds of ingredients, it's gonna heal the most. Let's say this gives you plus 5 health. This gives you plus 7. This one will give you like plus 15 because that is their preference. Right, that's an example. Because they like, they like Mediterranean soil or meat, yeah. But we're using colors for example. What about the orange? What would the orange like in this case? So I'm inclined to search Florida soil right now. That's probably not a bad idea. Florida soil. Right, I'm just gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna copy these three. So if they were to have a preference, yeah, the orange, they'd prefer this soil better. This would be their plus 15. And then the other two would be plus 5, plus 7. Yeah. So, what else can we do with this? We got food, got cuisine. Food's basically what defines, or it's a part of what defines culture. Like, Southeast Asia has a lot of variety. You have Thai food, yeah. I really like pad Thai, and they use lime and peanut, and at least like most of the dishes I ate had at least like nutty, and then they have like the noodles. I hope I'm not offending you. I hope I'm not offending you. Then there's Filipino. There's too much variety. Like, the country's basically multiple ethnicities. We got Sisig, which is from, like, basically my region. Then there's also, vegan empanadas, I guess. Bicol Express. These are different kinds of dishes. They're from the same country. But notice how they have somewhat different ingredients. This one's basically a filling. Like, okay, sisig. You have onions, pork face, egg, and chili. Vegan empanada has meat, egg, I guess, but it's like a wrap. It's like our version of a burrito. Not a burrito, maybe like a wrap. But it's like, when we wrap it first and then it's fried. Then you have this one. I have no idea what's going on here. You looked away at 1 minute and we're looking at food because guess what? Their cuisine. Because cuisine defines, or at least in my opinion, it defines a part of culture. One's culture. So we have this. I know I forgot the story. I just know it had something to do with the train. Like, we got sisig, that's spicy. It's made of pork and stuff. This one is typically beef, and it looks like a wrap. This one is just really spicy and uses coconut oil. World building leads to many, many things. I agree. I got Filipino food, there's Vietnamese food, got Thai food, got Malaysian food. They all define their cultures and their stories behind why they came to be. Like, alright, I don't actually eat a lot of Vietnamese food besides their pho. Then you have Thai food. I ate pad Thai and at least a few other dishes. I've tried it. I really like it. This Malaysian food. I haven't tried much Malaysian food besides from their satay meat on a stick kind of thing. So they have their own, but these are all similar. Yeah, they're all Southeast Asian food. But if you were to step away from the region. Let's look at Indian food. Yeah, okay. There we go. It's slightly, yeah, it's different. And they really love a lot of spice. And I'm surprised that it's kind of bland. You're telling me they colonized just to eat plain food? I mean, okay, beans and toast are actually great, but they don't use a lot of seasoning. And then there's American food, who, yeah, burgers and fries. I think this is very typical, but it's mostly I feel like, yeah, it's also what defines their culture: dishes, cuisines, food. They define culture, or they partly define a culture. And um, some of the reasons they can be attributed to the environment. Like here, the turnip. I'm guessing the turnip is a Mediterranean vegetable, and they'd have preference to soil from that environment. Likewise, the orange, they prefer this kind of soil, not because of the color. Sorry. Yeah, but because oh, this is Florida soil. They like this kind of soil. Or let me search native continent. Southern China, blah blah blah. Oh right, yeah, China applies as well. Asian. It's also an Asian kind of thing. So I guess it's technically Chinese. And it's maybe. Oh hell no, Chinese. Okay. Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, they probably like maybe swap this actually. Yeah, so one way we can apply this in our game is we could give them a bonus based on their origin alignment kind of thing. And then, on topic of cuisines, does living things also drink occasionally? Good question. So, eating, what I'd like to think is these ones, fruits, vegetables, flora, yes, they need to drink. Like what? Like the reason why plants drink. But as for food, they have the sunlight for that, but they eat soil for a boost. So basically, the sunlight for these sentient beings, in a sense, the sunlight, that's passive energy. That's enough to keep them alive. But food, soil cuisine helps a lot to keep them up and energized and going, in a sense. At the core, food/drinks are required chemical reactions. In a sense, they're basically things, and they were given arms and legs. I'm not sure about eating. It's more, if you were to think about it, it's not exactly required, in a sense, to live at all, or to live to begin with. Water is a solvent. Think of it like the ocean is a giant chemical laboratory. Your body is a mini walking laboratory. That's true. And that's fair. So, yeah, I guess in that sense, I like to buy food on the topic. That's actually a good question. That's actually... I guess, yeah, in a sense, baby water, I'm not sure how storage works in fruits. Since they're built to... Okay, well, they're edible. They do have moisture. Do have moisture inside, maybe, like water. They probably use that as storage, in a sense. And Yeah, perhaps in a sense, psychologically it helps. It's very noticeable in the in their psychology, in a sense, I'd say. Right, I'm saying this out of the bat because I am indeed world building. I am indeed figuring it out. I don't have moisture. Well, if I were to declare it, maybe, yeah, they need water, but to eat is an optional thing. Just like how it's important for the human body to drink water while it can survive without food for at most a month or maybe way longer than that. So yes, water indeed required. Require teardrop. There you go. In that sense. I'm gonna turn on the air conditioning. And okay, well, since cuisine, I'm thinking I only have gotten this far, so let's start coming up with I'm gonna start coming up with ideas. Ironic, I think I thought of that drinking question while drinking a soda, then proceed to bring us to an entire side west. Let me get bigger. So, yeah, basically, the world has different climates, right? Like, you got people on the temperate, let's say that's Europe, European Union, North America, so and so forth, temperate. And then there's like tropical. I'm not sure if Brazil is temperate. No, I think it's tropical. Something with South America, Africa. South, Southwest, Southeast, South and Southeast Asia. Kinda, but they're near the equator, so that's my basis. And then there's like an Antarctic, cold as fuck, cold AF. So that's Scandinavia. Oh, we just had Europe a while ago. Yeah, I'm gonna include particular subcontinents here, or countries, because Canada and maybe East Asia, in some aspect. Oh, okay. Oh no, hold on, I'm wrong. That's cold AF. I meant to say it's Russia, or Siberia, even Siberia. So, okay, I'm gonna say what I think they eat before beginning to research. So temperate, you got not much flavor going on in their food, and yeah, basically they don't put a lot of spice, so they don't put that much preparation aside from cooking and stuff. This is for like most of it. Because there are a few notable exceptions, like Spain and Italy, in my opinion, and Greek and Turkey, since they're pretty south. They're pretty south of the EU or Europe as a continent. So that goes into a bit of a warmer climate, and they have more interesting flavors. Is what I noticed. Like the Spanish, that's basically the markup of. Yeah, Filipino food. A lot of that influence comes from Spanish food. But that's because of colonialism. Like you got your paellas, your omelet, whatever this is. Let's say Spanish food influence in the Philippines. And you're gonna notice, yeah, we have lechon or roasted pig. We also have this gooey, tasty, slimy looking dessert. Yeah, this looks like paellas. Basically, a rice dish and potted, you know. So, yeah, we have our own influence in that. Then there's Italian food. Yeah, you have spices, tomatoes, spaghetti, pasta, that kind of stuff. Turkish food. Turkish food. Yeah, because that's also really interesting. Yeah, it looks flavorful. Even Greek at least. Like Greek food. There you go. Your gyros. It looks like the Mediterranean diet. So we go up north, let's look at German food. Right. Yeah, you got pretzels, fries, this. Okay, that actually looks tasty. Yeah, they have sauerkraut, onions, and sausage. There's not a lot of spice. It does look tasty, but they don't have a lot of spice. They lean more into mustard and jams and that kind of thing, based on what I'm looking at. And also, like, oh, there you go, dry marmalade. And yeah, Swedish food. You have their meatballs, obviously. Their IKEA food. Right, not a lot of spices. Maybe some onions and toppings and cream on the side. And British, yeah, I went back to British food. Let's say French food, full of bread and pastries. They're more of a, yeah, they love their bakeries. Maybe, yeah, okay, you got this one. This is actually a nice exception. But there's not a lot of, yeah, this kind of food. Then, like I've shown earlier with Indian food, that's like near the equator, right on the list. South Asia, Southwest, Southeast. It's really spicy for me. I don't know what to say. I'm just trying to say that there's some sort of correlation that I see between the flavor and the climate of the food. I think what I want to look at is Korean food. Right? It's East Asia is really interesting because you got Chinese food. Like traditional Chinese food. Let's see. And honestly, I think it has the right amount of spice and taste. Some of it is actually really spicy. They have chili oil. I think, some aspects. Maybe, yeah, there are indeed exceptions. Let's take note of that. Korean food, spicy. You have bibimbap bowl, and then you're gonna add spicy sauce, and you mix it in, and it's gonna burn your mouth. You have spicy rice cakes. You have kimchi. You have buldak 2x noodles. But for the most part, their food is, yeah, they have lots of side dishes, etc. That's a lot of food. Okay, looking at this, I don't think it's not always that there's a correlation between cuisine and climate. So I'll make a simplification, and I'm not gonna use these for reference. Alright, Call AF. I should look into that actually. So Icelandic food. Right. So usually in colder climates, I don't think, yeah, there's not much to afford for spice. It's all about the protein, the meat, the essence, the nutrients. Canadian, yeah, there doesn't seem to be a lot of spice or flavor aside from their sweet maple syrup, as far as I know. Or yeah, maybe they'll add some toast and chocolate and cream. Yeah, really sweet food. They lean towards the sweet side. You're not gonna see spicy here, and I think yeah, that's they prefer it that way. Russian food. I honestly do not know a lot about Russian food, but yeah, I guess you can see this. The case is the same here. There's not a lot of there barely seems to be any sort of spicy food. Icelandic food is all about the meat because of not just the climate but also the yeah, also their their geographic location in that sense. So we can remove this as well. Okay, so in that sense, we could basically group them into three kinds of or three groups of dishes. Kind of, maybe. So temperate, we have some spice, I'd say. Let's make a new list. So let's say we start with Arctic. Well, not necessarily Arctic, maybe like just cold. So um, mostly meat or sometimes prioritizing prioritizing protein, bread, uh, wheat, kind of food for sweet. Sweat, hell no, sweat, no, sweet, kind of food, cold. All right, and then temperate, yeah, temperate. I'd say, right, maybe some spice. Right, some spice. Yeah, there's not always going to be spice, but I think it's more about like okay, yeah, the climate is more forgiving, and there's more room to experiment, but it's still not a lot. Yeah, more room to experiment if they're dishes. Alright, I'm gonna go back to here. Either sweet or bland. It's either of the two. I'm simplifying things here. Yeah, my handwriting sucks. So I'll go back to this later. Let's go to tropical. Now, being near the equator, I think, there's more variety for taste. Yeah, and then there's a good amount of there's a good amount of spice to it. Good amount of spice. Spice. First foremost, for the most part, yeah. I see that we keep bouncing around the count of viewers. Christy, what is this? What's going on? You got what's this random handwriting on the paint? We have cold, temperate, tropical, spoiled cuisine. This looks really boring, yeah, I know. Hmm. What to make of this? What to make of this? So, uh, I'm gonna do some research actually. How food varies between climates. No AI, please. I'm gonna use actual sources. That food inhabitant. Yeah, okay. Food availability. Yeah, availability. Since cold, it's a more harsh environment. Dietary preferences, culinary traditions, food security and adaptation. Oh god, that is long. Okay. This is climate change. Extreme. Man, we deviated. Okay. We deviated so far. World building. But we went straight ahead to food. We went straight ahead to food, didn't we? Well, let's see here. Right, yeah, we have soil. Yeah, I've written it down here. Okay, that is an interesting question. And it is indeed a stupid question. Climate equals growing season equals diversity. You can't cook with what you don't have. And if it can't grow where you live, that's a fair point. France seems to be on the scene. Okay. Oh. Someone has not been. Okay. Longer growing season. Easier access. England had more of a. Yeah, okay. This is the fairest. This is a fair statement. I don't see Britain with any kind of spices. It's mostly in the Middle East, Italy, Spain, Central America, the Philippines, Southeast Asia as a whole. Stay in Japan doesn't get cold. Chinese, Mexican, Japanese. Well, it's cold, but you know they still have some amount of variety, and they have seaweed to make that interesting. Yeah, hello. Right, so I did a dive on cuisine, and now I'm stuck. Actually, I'm kind of stuck. I'm trying to figure out where to go from here. Why am I on Reddit? Oh. Right, because I'm researching cuisines for some goddamn reason. I suppose I should probably ask you something. Or maybe I should look into the lore of other games. So yeah, obviously, yeah, it's not just food. You obviously need a place where the whole thing happens. Yeah, food. Alright, just thought of another thing. How do siblings work? Because you have a tree, right? And I can finally draw something again. Like, you're gonna have a tree. Tree! And then you're gonna have like little roots. Yes, that is indeed the song where it comes from. I used to play that game a lot. But yeah. So anyways, we have like a tree. We have lots of fruits. There are gonna be multiple of them. So usually the way it works, when when two people love each other very much, they have an offspring. Or two. Or let's say it's three. So, right, here's the dividing line. We have one parent, multiple siblings. You have two parents, yeah, and then at least a few. Are they siblings? Would this be siblings to each other? Like, this is a sibling of this guy, of this guy, of this guy, of this guy. They're all siblings to each other, and this tree is the parent? Or would they be the same person, just born in different circumstances? Like, every single person that's here, every single orange you see here is the same person, but they're just basically clones of each other. Family tree. I'm gonna draw proper illustrate. Yeah. So likewise, you have the parents, you have the children, you have the tree, and the offspring are the oranges. The flowers, Mr. What's that? Talking about. Dead flowers, Mr. I wonder what this is actually. Yes, it is indeed on Spotify. Darn. Okay. Let me pick a song. Oh, it's my BGM for YouTube. Yeah. Let's pick a nice song to continue. I'm gonna say this one. So, yeah, I'm gonna go back to here. I think, yeah, one thing is established, that we can consider this tree the parent, and these the offspring. But are they the same? Are they equivalent to another? Like, are they congruent to each other? They say. Or are they just different people? Like, they're not exactly the same. But what would be the case? Unknown artist anyways. As always. Really. Let's see. Alright. If it were the case that they were indeed the same sibling, then we could say every single version of Owen. Why is the leaf purple? Every single version of this orange is a scarf. Like every single copy of this cute little guy is basically the same. If this was the case actually. Jeez. Okay. Jeez. Nice. Yeah, they'll be the same person in this scenario. But if they're like different, yeah, maybe they're different. Yeah, they're each of their own person. Mitosis. Mitosis. Yeah, maybe. Do you think it would be better if they were like every fruit that comes from the same tree is a sibling or is the same person? Since no me oh yeah, it'd be cool to have every one as an Owen. But then here's the thing. You know, they're technically their own individual. So they'll each have their own tree. Let's say they're trees, right? Like draw more trees. Tree. They become trees. Right, they become trees because they have seeds. They planted themselves. Let's say they turn into a tree. So they'll have their own offsprings. They'll have their own set of offspring. It could be the case that these are the same, but they're not. These group are not the same. Just each under the same tree. Or maybe they're siblings. What should be the case? I wonder. That would mean every version of a turnip is the same. Every version of an apple, every sibling, every fruit that comes from the same tree is the same person. Should that be the case? Like, okay, for example, yeah, these are obviously separate entities. They're not even the same species. That's clear. Alright, that was an interesting song. It's like I'm gonna add it to my playlist. Okay. Sure. Yeah, add it. I kind of like. I think it would be weird to have the idea that they're all the same. They're all the same. Every fruit from the same tree is the same. But it would also allow me to make a unique case for the main characters is that they're the only one. They're the only fruit out of the entire tree. Maybe the main character comes from a tree that's still like uni small. What is going on? Like I said, like around small, only one fruit ever fell down, and that's the fruit that came out of that tree. And then it got no more tree. It's just the orange. That could be an interesting case, but that's probably boring. Are giving each fruit their own personality. It depends on the case. If they are the same, if I were to say that they are congruent, they are alike to each other, they would have basically similar personalities. But if they aren't, yeah, they could be their own unique little thing. They're each of their own unique little thing of each of their own preference. Or they could have the same preference because they're all the same. Which is, well, yeah, I'm not even sure. Yeah, that's a really interesting. It's 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 something weird to think about actually. So basically, make banana the least liked ones because nobody likes women with banana bills. I could make them the least liked character, but my case for them would be different. This, alright, yeah, this guy is the reason. If they were to be unlikable, this guy is the reason. I'm sorry. He's goofy, in my opinion. Yeah, he's goofy, objectively, but for me, he's a bit like annoying. He does have his cool little moments, but what's this? McDonald's Happy Meal. No, thank you. No, thank you. Okay. I'm gonna be. Oh, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that. Hold on. I'm gonna be looking back at this old channel. It's basically done. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. Okay. Recursion when? I'm not sure about. Oh! That's a weird. Oh god. Okay, great. You guys are goofy. I should not be streaming this actually. Right, yeah, there used to be these lore like drawings of these non-canon scenarios. Okay, possibly. You guys absolutely suck. Orange Files! Oh right, Execute can't see this. Right, this was basically the old world building of the story. Old story stuff. Oh right, this is another thing. Since you have all these things, would you say the question that can also be brought up is an orange related to a lemon? Are they related at all? By species, they are indeed related because you have limes on the left side of this thing, then you have oranges on the right. Is gray. Okay. Fruit, cabbage, grape. All right. So okay, I'm gonna make it simple. Let's make it simple. They're not the same person. They have their own preference. And that's it. So there it is. They're gonna have their own separate thing. They like different kinds of things. Yeah. Okay. That's right out of the back. Now we can say that they have some sort of kinship because there is some sort of evolutionary history in some sense. Like, I forgot the. Yeah, okay. I forgot this screenshot, but that's fine. Another thing about sentient fruits and vegetables, it used to be the case that they could live way longer and they could stay in that condition for way longer. No! No! Nah, okay. Not getting into that, no thanks. What do you mean orange and lemon? You're a moderator! The moderator isn't moderating himself. That's crazy. Message attracted. Yeah, good. Good, good. You better retract your message. I moderated. You moderated yourself, buddy. Hey, okay. I think an interesting case would be the derived sentient beings. Because how would they come to life? They can't actually come to life naturally. What you need to do is you have to put it in yourself. You have to inject it with the essence stuff yourself. So now I need my pen. You're crazy. You need your paycheck. No, you don't. So yeah, theoretically, you could give this thing sentience, and theoretically, it would come to life. Yeah. Well, not exactly, because the citrus. Oh, what do you mean the citrus family is? I don't need inbred is citrus fruit family inbred really. No. No, shut up. Shut up. Okay, question. Counter question. Is apple fruit species inbred? In the oh my god. No, you're kidding. You're kidding. You have to be kidding. Inbred? Why? Why did you tell me this? Okay, well, well, at least the family survived. Okay. The family survived to this very day. It's not like it's the Habsburgs. It's not the Habsburgs of the fruit. Yeah, okay, they're inbred. They're doing Alabama. But it's not their fault, honestly. If I was relevant. Okay, yeah, it probably is, given the story. And the fruit. You mean the fruit? Yeah, you mean the fruit. Okay. So yeah, they're technically inbred. So maybe this case is true, since they do have an evolutionary standpoint. I think the unique case for making something like a computer or a laptop or a phone sentient is that you need special hardware to make it happen. That's the case. You need like a special device to contain it, basically. Because the essence, it doesn't actually like process stuff a whole lot. So perhaps we need a container. Something to contain the essence. So like, where's the cursor? Yeah. Just a big example, yeah, the container. And then it could make the whole device sentient. Not like that. Not like, oh, you don't connect it, no. Maybe in the construction of the phone, there's like a little place where the sentience is. So maybe like a tiny RC chip with sentience in it. Then boom, you have that on your smartphone. Ah, no, that's not a smartphone. Encase the fruit in the box and act like it's the brain of the computer. That sounds like torture. That sounds like torture. You got okay. Let's actually illustrate that. So let's say we're gonna make a rocket, a vehicle. And obviously, let me take this forward. Yeah, it has a fairing, it has boosters and stuff, it has staging. Etc. I'm gonna draw a nice little rocket. You're keeping it in a white room with a big ass. No! No! What the what are you on today? That looks like bullet. I'm bad at illustrating this. I'm gonna add boosters just to make it look believable. I should probably keep it close though. This isn't like Kerbal Space Program or anything. Yeah, see? The boosters help make it look more like a rocket. So in this scenario, if you were to make the flight computer of the spacecraft, you're gonna add a little box. You're gonna put the fruit in the box, and it's like controlling the rocket, and it's doing all the math. You're telling me that's what's gonna happen? The little orange is gonna be tortured to life in the box because they have to compute math. They have to do Asian homework. They have to do homework for the freaking rocket because it has to suffer through this. And you're gonna freaking what you said? You're gonna strap some wires onto the thing. You're gonna freaking strap the wires. It's not gonna be you, but you know, the main character is. Yeah, I'm using orange. Yeah, but it's not gonna be you. That just sounds unorthodox. That just sounds unorthodox. What I want to happen is something like that, except no, we don't use something that's, you know, because it's basically torture. So why don't we just do that for a container? We have a container, instead of doing it for fruits, we're just gonna do it to a container, right? It's gonna have the sentience in there. Then it can just like go connect that thing. There you go. Now that's how this thing has sentience. It's technically now sentient. The thing itself cannot be sentient, but what's making it technically sentient is yeah. All right. Likewise for a phone or a laptop, I'm gonna draw motherboard. For example, let's say you have the motherboard, you have the CPU, you have the PCIe slots over here, you have the I/O ports, you have the thing I won't mention, and then you have the computer stuff, the BIOS here. Maybe like, right, you're gonna have a hard drive, like the spinny disk stuff. And it's gonna be reading that thing. You connect it here. So yeah, that's the storage. That's the store. No, that's a white quote. You don't need quotation marks. You can just put storage. That's where all the Epstein files are kept. That's where your pictures and photos will be. So what if you have that thing? You have a container for essence. So it is still storage, but for the sentient essence. And therefore, it's acting like as if the thing itself was sentient. And given that it has a screen, let's say it has a screen, right? You have a screen and you got a keyboard and a mouse too. Let's say you have a mouse too. All connected. This computer, I guess, wire that down. So let's say you guys gotta see a computer now. There you go. It's asleep because it's turned off. So yeah, that's how it's gonna work if you want something like a phone to become sentient. And yeah, part of this is the reason why you'll see something in. All right, hold on. Do I have rebound? Rebound. So let's open rebound. When you open rebound, you guys see the boot screen. Oh, you see it. See, sentient essence. Oh, this is the old build. So anyways, yeah, okay. So it's like as if a computer is running the program in the little BIOS system kind of thing. That's what's happening here, and their job is to run the game. Their job is to run rebound. That's what's going on in the intro screen, and that's why you have the keyword sentience essence written down here. That's what's going on here. So this implies that video games can also be sentient. And that's actually what I intend on implying. Sentient is like a brain in a human. You connect it through wires and talk to it through wires, and it sends signals through those wires. Correct, yeah, okay, you're indeed correct in that matter. So it's basically, yeah, like the neurons and the connections, nerves of, yeah, except it's like in this weird bluish hollow stuff that you can't touch. You can't exactly, you know. So if you wanted to see, you need a webcam. Yes, you need to give a computer. You need to give your sentient computer a webcam. If you wanted to see the way people see, you need a webcam. The only thing it can see is what it's rendering. If it doesn't have a webcam. Yeah, because yeah, it's sentient. It knows it knows what it's doing. It's basically your computer if it was sentient. It knows what it's running. It knows what data it has, what storage it has. And if you have a webcam, it's gonna look at it. It knows what you look. And that's terrifying. It also means it knows everything you're up to. It knows exactly what you're doing to it, or what tool you're using with it. Like, if this laptop that I'm streaming on knows that I'm sentient, it knows what I'm doing is I'm leaving Discord open and Chrome and Streamlab, and it knows that I'm streaming to YouTube, explaining why it's sentient. And it knows what I look like with the face, and you know, it could easily, may I say Discord. Really? Huh? Strange. Why? You can't say Discord? Yeah, that's weird. That's weird, actually. I sent like 3 messages. Right, let me see. YouTube. I am indeed live. Okay, I'm live, so what? Welcome! Yeah, I should probably check Studio for that thing. What? That's weird. That's strange. I don't see anything. Right, I've been live for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Alright, that's so yeah, I have no idea what to do about that. But anyways, yeah, this basically defines sentient computers. Yeah, sentient computers. But if you played Rebound, which is actually kind of obscure, yeah. If you played Rebound, this also implies another thing, even deeper. Really? You've been trying to say Discord. You've been trying to say Discord, and it's not working. Yeah, okay. So, given Rebound, this is also implied to happen. You have sentient software. Ooh, the game knows that it's being run, it's being programmed, etc. I checked the app studio. I checked the dashboard. Did I check the good analytics community mentions review held? Okay. Live. For the app I'm mentioning. Bruh. Okay. Wait. You drew it crying. You drew it crying. Check Discord. Okay. I do not want this to. This sounds like. Fortune, you even made it cry. You even made it cry. That's evil. That's evil of you. I'm adding that to the overall. That goes right there. Thank you so much. Now I'll write the question. Why? Yeah, okay, yeah, it's exactly what I drew earlier. Here. You even made it cry. But the question is, why would it even have limbs? In that case, in that sense. Since, alright, no, there's actually a reason why they'd have legs. Characteristic mimicry. So basically, yeah, obviously this sentient blue particle stuff that I'm illustrating here, there's an origin to where this thing comes from. It comes from this weird material. I'm gonna draw it. I'm gonna draw it in beige. Here's mine. So yeah, you have this. So like you have like I'll draw it as a beige rock, or maybe as a crystalline kind of thing. I don't know. Just pretend it's like some sort of this kind of thing. I don't know how to draw. Okay, you know, I'm just gonna draw normal crystals. Yeah, wait. Yeah, basically, this is the material that emits this weird bluish essence. And this is the only exception that this is the only thing that cannot be sentient at all. Period. For no can't be sentient. And I'll make it apparent that it is the thing that's emitting the I'll use lighter blue to indicate that it is emitting something. So, right, yeah. We have this material, this crystal, whatever. And it's basically a material like any other, like ores and stuff. So when people were like, yeah, they see that they were mining that stuff out of the, out of the rock stuff. Yeah, let's say this was a Minecraft block, and then you'd see like things sticking out of it. You know, that's where the material is, and basically the roost rates when blah 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 blah. Right. So this being the source of the sentience, it's gonna see a human. It's gonna see the person, and they're gonna see they have a hand, they have arms and legs, and they're basically, yeah, they have all these characteristics. This thing, it's within the presence of a human being, and therefore anything that comes sentient, that comes from this source, let's say it emits the blue stuff to the orange, What's gonna happen to the orange? It's gonna have two arms and two legs. And it can also, yeah, okay, yeah, it has the ability to keep mining and then so on and so forth. It can mine more of this beige material stuff. If it were like any other creature, let's say, picture alien. What? Yeah, okay. This is the worst. Okay, technically it still has two arms and two legs. I don't think that counts in this graphic. Oh hell no, that is creepy. Yeah, it's just gonna copy whatever it sees. The material. Yeah, it's like, oh, I see human. The human is doing this and that. I'm gonna make the other things into like this thing I'm seeing. Yeah, okay, yeah, you have two arms and legs now. Good for you. So maybe, yeah, not maybe in a sense, it would have arms and legs, but that is utter torture. Hi, Jago. Okay, let's see what's going on. This is making my head a bit dizzy right now. And this is all world building, it's writing. But so far it's rules. I've been explaining, yeah, rules, how people live. Technically, I am doing world building. Since, yeah, it's how these things come to life. What the implications are. Like, oh, yeah, they have siblings and stuff. And they have preference. They have food preferences too. That's strange. Okay, we have another song request. Let's see. I'll see. I'll see to it. You know, you're utterly crazy for this. Why did you do this? You made it cry too. What is wrong? I can't get over that picture actually. I probably need to open Universe Sandbox again just to get into the zone on how the hell this thing works. This is a, oh god, that is a big file. 11,000 pixels. Hell no. Right, yeah, okay. So with Earth, yeah, Earth, you have this, you have the habitable zone. Yeah, it says right here, we're comfy. We're very comfy. Problem is that we're boiling it. We're boiling it. Period. That's it. Yeah. You got Earth. What? Earth. Has life. Alright, great job. And it sits right here in a really nice place. Now, let's see here. The world where it takes place. Yeah, it's also great. But, if you'll notice, I'm gonna turn on the... It's a bit farther away. And you can see the other moons here are cold. Absolutely cold. Negative 159 degrees. Negative 100. This one, 24. It's still warm. It still has that slide. That's us right there. No. Well, yes, but no. Because guess what? This is not the solar system. Too bad. Because for this planet to actually have life, according to Universe Sandbox, it needs to be here in this green orbit, which is where this planet actually is. Which is a good example because it does indeed have life, and it has some amount of water on it. It's just going ham over. I have no idea what the hell is that. What? What? Why is it turning blue? Why is it turning blue? I'm gonna pause right there. Why is it turning blue? Okay. Everyone I know go. Flowers. Yeah, okay, you know what? It automatically played on its own. Go figure. Why is it turning blue? Why is it turning blue? They're probably show you what's the composition of this thing. Oh no, what is that? What is that? Hold on. What? What is that black stuff? Composition. Carbon dioxide. Gas. Nitrogen. Gas. Water. Liquid. Silicon iron. Why is it so black? What's going on? The planet should not be this dark. I do not know, eh. It's going on like this. It's strange. I must say, it's strange. What's in the atmosphere? Okay. Iron and sulfate. Okay, wait, pause, look here. Carbon dioxide, water, nitrogen. There's plenty of these on Earth. Ocean. Sorry? Ocean. These are oxygen oceans. And that, okay, you know what? 0. Oh my days. Oh my days. Look at that. Oof. Okay, that's fixed the problem. That's fixed the problem. I don't see why we were going through that earlier. We need more water. Liquid oxygen. Yeah, I noticed. I realized there's like latency on my stream. Yeah, okay, there we go. You have some nice looking oceans now. And for some apparent reason, so does this moon. I don't know, maybe they like terraforming. This one also has an atmosphere. Desert. I mean, okay. Actually, for the most part, it looks green now. So that's a big plus. There you go, it's green again. Right, so this planet, yeah, okay, it's in the right condition to have life. But where the game is actually gonna take place is right here. In this moon. That's actually Earth. Right. So you're thinking, yeah, it's so far away. It should be cold as hell, but no, it's 24 degrees Celsius. The only difference is that if I land here, let's say I go here, yeah, I could actually see what the day would look like on the planet. There's a planet in real life with pink life because they don't use the same chloroplast. So, okay. That's actually an interesting... I should actually look into that. I'm not... Because, like, I haven't heard any news about confirmed extraterrestrial life yet. Which would be really cool. So, let's say I'm in South America. Let's say the sun is right. Where's the sun? Where's the sun? Okay, that's the sun. Let's go. Oh my god. Don't go away from me. Okay. That's that. So that's, let's say that's where the sun is. I'm gonna turn off space goggles. You'll see that the sun is right there. You'll notice that it's dark. It's darker on a normal day in here. See you. Bye bye. Good night. So where am I? Let's go on this island. So let's say I'm on the island. Right, so I'd see the sun right here. Now, yeah, there will be cases like this. Boom! Eclipse. That's gonna be a common thing. Every day on this planet, you have an eclipse. And boom, the sun just comes back. So life would be very strange. Well, okay, not so strange, but yeah. It's a bit darker. Let's compare that with if we were to go on the solar system. Right, Earth. Let's say live view. So, let's go on Earth. Let's say I'm gonna be here in Florida, right? So you'll notice I turn off the goggles. The sun is way brighter. Look, the sun is way brighter. Do not stare into that thing. That's gonna burn your eyes. You could argue that, oh, the sun in the other star system is different, but no, they're the same luminosity. They're the same mass at least, or they're very similar. The difference, the most noticeable difference, is the orbit, because it's one astronomical unit away, and it's within the habitable zone compared to the other planet, which is farther away from that. So you can notice the sun here on Earth, on our planet, is a lot brighter than if it were to be on something like this fake or this fictional world that I made. Like here, let's go back here. Same planet, same geography, but the sun and orbits are the sun is slightly different and the orbit is new. So this would be how bright the sun is. That's dark. That's like, compared to what we've seen earlier, that's actually dark. So if we go to the planet that's actually right in the range of the habitable zone, right here, that we can land here too, and you could see, if you look at the sun, yeah, it's bright. That's bright. That's as bright can be, without burning. And yeah. So you got this planet. Ooh. And obviously on something like this, it's gonna be hot as hell. It's all white. It's too bright to see anything. Right, so if it was here, yeah, okay. It looks barren. But another thing is that you can barely see the sun. Because, I don't know, the atmosphere? Maybe. So you could, let's say, turn off the freaking, oh jeez. Hold on. Imagine if you could actually simulate a real universe with particles and stuff. That would be really amazing to accomplish. That would be a real feat. If humanity, if anyone could actually do that. And the question would be, are we living in a simulation ourselves? But with something like this, all I can simulate here is vegetation, life, planets, orbits, stuff. You cannot simulate society. You can only simulate orbits, space stuff. You would want your own solar system. Maybe in some cases you could make your own religion, even though you're technically your own god. You made your simulated universe. And if I were to have that kind of ability, this would be what I make. This would be the kind of thing I would make. Alright, I'm actually gonna fast forward the thing. So, okay, I think it's clear. Or if it isn't, the reason why it's not cold compared to these other planets. You could see that it's really close to the moon, or to the gas giant, and this is basically tidal forces. It's making this thing warm. Basically, you want to observe. Being gods of our own universes, I wonder if you would have your own. I wonder if they would have a religion to worship in your world. In your, let's say, yeah, it's basically world building, but on a very technical and practical basis. I'm gonna see what this looks like actually. We have a moon that also has life, but it's warmer for some reason. I don't know why. So we could fast forward this a bit. I have no idea. But yeah, the thing about a moon is eclipses, so I'm just gonna fast forward this. Got it, right. So let's say I keep moving forward. Where are we? There's the planet. So let's wait for it to cross. You can see here that it's gonna. Oh my god, it's so bright. So that's the planet. Let's fast forward things a bit. We're gonna see an eclipse. And it's gonna come back. There we go. Now that's what's a bit interesting. Unlike of these, this thing that I made. Yeah, okay, it seems to clearly block out the sun. And especially for this one, yeah. There's absolutely no way sunlight, you could see sunlight when these two overlap. No, but with Earth, we have the solar system. Let's go here, Earth. Right. And the moon. So we could say like fast forward a bit. Let's go fast forward. So what I'm waiting is for the Earth and the moon to overlap with one another. So we can see something like this. I'm gonna go here. Where am I? Where is... So the moon is right there. We see the moon. Cool. Can we actually please get it to overlap? This actually makes me dizzy. No. Reverse. Can we reverse? Stavarudo! Stop. Hold on. Stop. Forward. Right, let's see. I don't know if I can get these two to overlap. Yeah, okay, there's no way. I don't even know when the next eclipse would be. It's a matter of long predictions that I have no idea how to compute. Yeah. obviously with these kinds of fictional star systems, yeah, given the fact that we have not one, not two, but three, not this one, three habitable planets, means to say this was modified. You could say that there used to be an advanced civilization, and they just decided, let's do a terraforming. Let's do a terraforming project. This one kind of worked, but it's like really unstable. You have another one. It kind of worked. This is that you could say that this is the practice run, getting a moon to have an atmosphere and grass and an ocean. Then you finally have this thing, how one would recreate the Earth as the moon, while still being far apart from the star, but still having the right conditions and everything else. Yeah, because once again, it's not that bright when you see it. Like, yeah, okay. The sun. Where's the sun? I'm lost. You can see the planet right there, but let's turn off these. Boom! The sun. Not so bright now, is it? So I'm gonna... Alright. Yeah, this one will be way brighter this way. Boom! Right. The setting I kind of want to have for this moon, it's kind of a mix of like Renaissance-ish, I don't know, like maybe Victorian era or something, just before something before the 1900s. At the same time, we have sci-fi technology, and it's not as populated. Europe, like this area, maybe it wouldn't have as much people as it would have. So it's basically a broad sense of what living here would be like. Oh yeah, it's Earth. Yeah, okay, it's Earth. But there would be differences to that. And perhaps, basically, probably a long, entire one gigantic butterfly effect that, Earth, yeah, it's Earth, but it's gonna be somewhere else. It's gonna be so different from what we know today, while still having very similar features and very few similarities to our own society. Okay, I should stop roaming around. Update available. Your game is 10 months out of date. Nope. Alright. I'm gonna change the playlist for once. Alright. So I think the fact that the sun isn't as prominent, it also really helps the idea that photosynthesis is more of a passive and essential food source. That basically, yeah, it serves as the bare minimum for these two get their energy from. And soil is where they get it from. So you could also say that soil cuisine is kind of essential. I mean, yeah, okay, it's essential. Photosynthesis is essential, but you could say to keep going is to eat soil in different kinds of ways too. And it's nutrient. Yeah, it's synonymous with plant, like, got especially fertilizer, because where most that's where a huge concentration of nutrients for the thing to grow is right here. So if you were to, yeah, soil cuisine is not just secondary, not just, yeah. Whoa, okay, it's lagging. I don't know why. Hold on. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, it's not just. Is there fruit ghosts? Hmm. No, too bad. There's no fruit ghosts. So okay, yeah, that is also an interesting question. So what happens if you take, let's say you have an orange sentience, and you decided to put them in a blender. Right, let's draw a blender. So we decided to put this little orang in a glass cage with blades on their feet and machinery down below with a buttons and stuff. Right, yeah, they have sentience, right? But when it turns on, so let's say this has been pressed, then they're gonna freaking die. They're gonna turn into orange juice. And I guess their skin is included in the drink. Yeah, that sentience. I don't think juice can be sentient. That thing is gonna be all over the blender, in a sense. And we already talked about how, it's really hard for something manufactured, something man-made to be sentient. So in that sense, yeah, okay. It's just gonna spill over all over the place. You're gonna get your blender scattered with the sentient stuff. And you're basically killing the orange. So how dare you? I'm gonna do that. Make fruit ghosts so they can haunt the monkeys and they go insane sidekick. Oh boy. There's no more monkeys. There's no more monkeys in the game. Bro's been outdated by one entire revision. The story is different now. I basically, oh my god, my thing is lagging so bad right now. It's lagging. Ah, why is my paint in 11K pixels by 7 pixels? Okay, I should probably make it smaller. This is too big. It doesn't have to be that big. I can just make a new paint file. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna haunt you with Bulldog 2X instead. No! CPU is dying. The program itself is dying. Okay. Yeah, obviously that it's gonna be armored. But like, hey, you got the okay. Let's go. I'm gonna change playlists real quick. I'm gonna use this one. Just for no apparent reason, actually. One of the things I think about, where could the game take place? Maybe in something that looks like the place that I live in. Can I please draw? Can I draw? I actually don't know my perspective. Jesus. Jeez. Then you have like your houses right here. Let's say you have a sidewalk. It is obviously bloated. Use command prompt. No, absolutely not. No, please. No, thank you. No, thank you. Where's the art? The only art I see is letters, and I'm trying to draw here. So. Unless this was like hacknet, then maybe, yeah, maybe I'd use ASCII. I think just trying to sketch out an environment. This looks so bad. At Rainbolt, track this guy. No! Someone's gonna dox you with the drawing of your house. Rainbolt only needs a pixel to know where you live. No. No. They'd have to. No. You know, the challenge would be where is my exact room that I am using my computer on? This is like a very poor approximation. But like just picture that greenery is all around. No. I don't need. Just picture like there's a lot of green all around. Bedroom, no shit. Bedroom? Yeah, obviously. Where would I be? My room? Yeah, okay, where's my room? Rainbolt can't find my room, buddy. They won't know where it is. This is as close as a guess that he can get is forest. Vaguely blue sky. Your mother. At Rainbow, is this true? Actually, I think this is actually coming along okay. Yeah, okay, that looks alright. And then there'll be like greenery right here. Interesting. So, okay, this is basically suburbia. That's not exactly a good example. Oh. A little sketch at the bottom left of the drawing. Sometimes I also picture something like something like I'm thinking of I'm gonna look it up. Streets. Kind of like yeah, you have your stone. Yeah, you have your stone roads. Like you have this kind of aesthetic. Kinda. Except maybe less Spanish. The Spanish is heavy on this one. Kinda. Vegan journey through time. Bells. I think. Yeah. Okay. Part of what nails it down. Yeah, I think this city, or at least the historical parts of the city, is a good example of what I might. Yeah, what I want to draw, or like where I kind of want to stylize my game's environment around. Like this would be like I guess the the somewhat towns, the town area kind of thing. Yeah, yeah, because I imagine going back here. I imagine some sort of intersection. Rainbolt, where's this drawing? He's never gonna find it, guys. Death Flower. I thought we already played that or something. Oh. Dead flowers. This. Foxia. So I kind of imagine something like this kind of thing. I'm gonna add the sidewalks for extra detail. This way not. Draw Owen picking a sentient orange from an orange tree, peeling it, then proceeds to eat it. No! No! Why? Man. UK flag. Then the buildings would be like, at least have the brush. Like some sort of awning kind of stuff right here. There'll be like an extra like kind of floor second. And that's kind of like, let's say, I'm gonna complete the box first. So it'll be like, this is the house. Yeah, in some sense, in some sense. Then there be like other buildings and stuff along this area. Hmm. Get add windows first. And then maybe yeah, draw the- I think this is actually alright. It's an okay drawing. The action set. I think I first heard it in. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. And like add some couple-ish effect on the street. It's kind of like it looks like hard to say modern hybrid of this reference right here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ah. Okay. No. No. Got it. Hmm. Yeah. What is this music, bro? Sorry, not vibing. Hmm. I think yeah, you could kind of see what I was going with this, except it looks 100% messier, and you can see they do not have this kind of roofing, nor do they have this weird awning kind of thing. I think if I were to design a town, I'd probably have some sort of cubic grid kind of thing with stone-ish kind of roads. Then on something rural, you'd have let's go here. So you have a dirt path, and not well defined. Yeah, like probably footsteps and trails. Yeah, emphasize this with bright light, with beige, maybe. kind of, and then there'll be like greenery, like kind of all something here, or maybe like it'd be less saturated, something along lines of this. A very undersaturated green. It kind of has a yellow tone to it. Okay. So, okay, maybe I'll use color this time for some kind of emphasis. And then it wouldn't be clear, the boundary between the dirt and the line. Likewise, where the green lies. And then you'd have, I'm gonna use this color. You'd have somewhat bigger. Okay, they're hard to contrast this color with. I'm gonna draw, say, this bigger house. I should probably use lines. Space. Alright, line. Another line. Then I'm gonna make it this tall. Actually, okay, that'll be a bit weird. But I think I just need to contextualize it better as to why it's such a big house. Alright, we have that going. You can draw the rooftop now. It goes along the line like this. Yeah, like that. Goes something. It would be like something like 3 floors. Then probably like big fence and like stuff. Maybe there'll be like a fence, a gate of sorts. Yeah, okay, I think that contextualizes it okay-ishly. Like, and you have your windows and stuff. And then I'm gonna add bushery and stuff along the road and stuff here too. Yeah, probably like something smaller, a bit smaller than this, but it kind of matches. It somewhat matches this kind of vibe. I think a better example is in here. If I could just find it. Yeah, okay, yeah, this one. This overworld type thing. Yeah. And the reference, the actual reference to that house would be, since I made a house in Minecraft before I moved it to pixel art. Yeah, you can see development has been going on for a little bit. Yeah, you have this little interior design. The house is in the background. That kind of thing. Yeah, I think this was in my one of my older streams. Oh, IKEA, SCP 3008, an actual IKEA. And I got this cactus from IKEA, which is basically actually the freaking this dude, right here, right. And this entire environment, yeah, I think that's why I'm trying to go for this one. But maybe a bit more sketch-ish kind of idea. I think you see the point. I don't know. So yeah, basically this would be the rural, urban area. I have like these stone kind of houses. Maybe I'll add a bit of tone, color-ish to it. Yeah, alright. So, okay, yeah. Rainbow Fighters location. Where's this located? Alright. I think, yeah, okay, this gives an idea what kind of environments I might wanna draw. Except for this, I'd probably like strip it down to the basics. Maybe less. Yeah, it won't be it won't be an asphalt road. Maybe it'll be narrower, and like in this case it'll be like, oh yeah, just long like patches of green here are bigger, and so I want to go for this part. I think I could fill in the gaps for what the houses could potentially look like. So maybe like this kind of thing. We can draw the yeah, that can work. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Actually, gonna take notes from here. All right. So in some cases, I think there will be balconies like this over there, if you can see it. Yeah, balcony for the county centers. Like, yeah, okay, maybe this would have like a little area where they could like go out, etc. They'd have a door here, window there. And then if it's like, absolutely remote, I'm gonna extend it here. Like, I'm thinking very, let's draw like this area. Then maybe like we'd have rivers. Let's say we were to draw rivers. I'm thinking a river kind of like this, and then the stream slowly gets bigger, maybe, and then you like have maybe it'll be like a choke point here. Then you could draw like this fence. I think this needs to be a bit softened, kind of maybe. Then it'll be like filled with trees all over the place. I'm gonna draw this the I'm gonna extend this one so that it looks like it keeps going. I'm starting to realize what this probably looks like, but I'm gonna show later. Maybe like in some areas they're like steep kind of cliffs. Yeah. Kind of places. Now I'll keep adding some more of this stuff. Then like the trees. I feel like I'm gonna get this here. Some of them are big too. Straight back. Then maybe like the water here is a bit softer. Maybe I'll draw like this to indicate. Can I have it transparent? Oh, that does not look good. Maybe it's a bit shallow like that. But it's like kind of okay to cross. This kind of area. All right. Oh, hold on. Hmm. Maybe I'll add a path too. Hold on. Since it can't be too remote, maybe there's like at least a few people that have left their mark here. Kind of deal, you know? Like, I'm gonna add some more color too. I'm gonna add here. Awesome. I'm gonna add some trails. Then like, yeah, maybe there's like some sort of rope kind of thing. I'll add that in later. Which game? Like some sort of trails throughout the forest. Maybe there's somebody here setting up some sort of campfire. I'm gonna draw that here too. Then you'd have like a little campfire over here. And you add in a bit of smoke. Oh, I like that detail. Then maybe like you have a footbridge or maybe stepping stones to cross the river. Like, like stepping stones. Are they on? Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. So we have like three little cute areas for, the player or the people in my game, did. Yeah, alright. Alright, I think that's alright. So, you have urban, rural-ish, and you got like remote kind of drawing, yeah. I think I'm starting to realize, I could easily doodle with colors, and as long as I keep thinking about where the places could be, it could all come together really well. Which, yeah, I find really interesting. Because I never actually thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna pull out MS Paint and draw this. Yeah, you can really see the art in this. So yeah, okay. Round. Darn. Yeah, okay. So there's rural. You got this. That's rural. Got urban over here. And you have remote. I don't know why I draw this a lot better. I drew this place a lot better. You have rural. Go on. Hold on. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna write remote. There we go. Alright. And I think I'm gonna move it right around. I'm gonna move this thing. Nice. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think this gives off a good sense. And for one thing, I should really try recreating this in this kind of art style. Because I think, yeah, it'll be really cool thing to see. You got the little campfire over here, you got the little trail. No footbridge for some reason. Yeah, you got this little tree right here, you got this little path. And maybe like, I don't know what to do about this actually. Maybe there's like a little rope kind of machine. Like maybe have that kind of thing. It's like a pulley, and it's gonna let down the rope, or this, or hold on. And I just overlay the color, cause yeah. Like boom pow, you have your little yeah. Then maybe I could draw like a little hut or something. Like a stop by so people can rest and stuff. So, okay, since Streamlabs isn't behaving, I'm gonna have to manually do this. Alright, so it's about time. I've been streaming for around almost 3 hours. I think that's actually good progress. And I think what I've done today, yeah, with the drawing and all that, the figuring out the world. So, since it's almost around midnight, I'm gonna have to sleep soon. I think of everything I've done in terms of world building, writing stuff, and figuring out. I think on the side, I also figured out kind of how I want the game to look like. Since it's technically world building, you need to be able to illustrate the world you are going to make. After all, so I think I think this was great. It was all right. TV mode. Disney, you really came at a bad time. I'm about to end the stream. I'm about to end the stream, buddy. E mode. Hmm. Ah. Well, now what? Okay, do I keep streaming? Do I keep going? Since it's right around midnight and I should probably be sleeping. Perhaps. At the same time, I don't have to sleep. That'd be interesting though. Stream and play. Really? On repeat? Really? Okay, I'm gonna make a poll. Here is what I'm going to do. Let's see if I can actually get this to work. Oh, it does work. Okay. Alright, you see this. stream. Been been fun. Yeah. Sleep. Yes. I do wanna indeed go to sleep. Been really interesting. Okay, okay. Since this game, you're actually here. I'm gonna show you what I've been doing. I've been illustrating, like drawing, doodling on the side, trying to figure out the world building. Got your soil cuisine, got the food, blah blah blah. It also affects the healing effect of an item. Like the turnip is gonna have a preference for this thing, for this particular soil. And this orange will have a particular preference for this soil, so it's gonna heal more. And like cuisine, cold food is protein, bread, either sweet or bland. Or temperate has more room to experiment, and tropical has a lot of things going on I don't even understand. And yeah, okay, this part is how derived. Since earlier I explained that there's three kinds of sentient beings. You have the organic, you have the elementals down here, you have the organic, and you have derived objects, including this furniture, Lego, wood, block of wood, and saw right here. And basically, yeah, you can indeed turn something like a rocket or a computer to give it sentience. In this sense, yeah, you could give it sentience, but the trouble is you need to store this sentience somewhere. Like it's its own storage drive, in a sense. Like, okay, yeah, this storage, that's where your data is. That's where your files are, your passwords, your emails, your photos, your games. This is where the sentience is. That's where the brain technically is. And boom, bada bing, you have a computer, that's sentient. Likewise for a rocket. There's an even worse depiction. You connect a sentient fruit or a vegetable to wires connected to a computer. I have a higher resolution version of that picture. Holy jeez. He even made it cry. I am not getting over this picture ever. This is actually going into the vault. This is going into the vault. There we go. Save. 50. Alright. And that's your... Yeah, exactly! Why? I don't understand it either. You made the freaking... You made it cry! Look at it! It's sad. I'll draw the teardrop just to give it, give it even more life. Because that's what you've done. You made it cry. You made a freaking carrot cry. I don't even know how it was possible. Okay, I'm gonna add eyes. Let's add some eyes to it, maybe? Yeah. Well, I'll just end the stream 30 minutes after, right now. So, let's draw in my style. There you go. Trying carrot. How could you execute? You monster! Have you not any ethics? You have subdued a living being to a life of torture just because you wanted to run a rocket. You evil Schmeeble. I'll even color in the leaves if I have to. Okay, that's all I want to show you. This is what I want to show you. So here's an idea of what I want from the roots to look like how the world looks. So you have the urban town centers. They kind of look like this. I'll show you a better picture. Then you have rural, which kind of looks familiar. I'll highlight it in red or black. There you go. Like a really good example for this would be the where is it? Yeah, right, this one. This house. This is technically a rural kind of area. Yeah, this one. Got a little house, a nice little cute fancy house. Then you have that's rural. That's kind of Then there's like a really remote kind of rainforesty area. You got like a dirt path. You got a campfire. You got this river crossing going on here. You got a little hut as a resting spot. You have a rope to go up the cliff. Yeah. And then like got even more path. You have another crossing. Like lots of forest, really lush. You know, that kind of thing. Then there's like suburbia. Oh god, suburbia. I think I would modify this too. Because I think I kind of copied the American style of housing in here. Because I think, why don't we make it more lively? Let's make it a bit more compact. Cheese. Okay, got more housing going on. I'm gonna use this color to denote the roof. And stuff. Alright. I think, right, for 3 hours straight I've been streaming. I should have brought water beforehand. But hey, let's say maybe on the side of this road, like I'm gonna add patches of leaves. Thank you. I think this one is the closest resembling something like Paxisbury. Okay, I'm gonna open and let's find game. NFG. Kind of see the similar. Yeah, you got the road and stuff. I kind of tried to make it smaller, kind of thing. Darn you, rat. Alright. Yeah, okay, anyways, you have the road. Yeah, this is basically a very American kind of road. That's what suburbia is. At least the average kind of suburbia. Then you have like really nice park right at the center of town and all that stuff. We got a little row save next to a rat, yeah. This is the pointing stuff, really. We got a little area. This is gonna be... No. Okay. I'm not giving she the bread. So, yeah, okay, that's Paxisbury. This little game here called News Fine Game. And we got the Suburbia, America kind of thing. Then we have urban. What's this supposed to look like? It's all drowned in black, sketchy sketches. So that's supposed to be this little city in the Philippines called Vegan City. The architecture is kind of similar, let's say, Spanish colonial architecture Philippines. Yeah, you see a lot of this kind of style. That's what it looked like when, you can kind of see the idea. I think if I search vegan city old streets, that's another example. And it's close to the example I'm aiming for with, this picture. Let's say this one, which is like, you can see this yellow corner intersection. You can imagine the people crossing by, intersecting with all these stalls and shops. Except the architecture here is kind of like mixed in with modern. Like you have this really not so steep roof with modern awnings, among other things. Rural, I've already shown you rural. It's basically this. The house is not done though, so I'll show a better picture when I do have that. Remote. Remote is interesting because I kind of just imagined this out of my ass. But I'll be like, it's like rural, except not a lot of houses. It's plenty of nature all around you. And maybe in some cases, it would be mountainous even. You have a mountain in the background. It probably isn't all stone. There's most definitely some greenery up there. But like maybe some snow? Some snow at the top. I'll indicate this with gray, by a lighter form of gray. Yeah, that kind of thing. So, I think that's it. That's it for tonight. And okay, guys. I think if I have time, I'll see you guys again next week on stream. Few facts at Spur, maybe more hilly. Yeah, I agree. Cactusburg. That's actually, for those who don't know, I think it's like in my very first few streams. Something in Turbo Warp, SMP. Yeah, it's within those streams when it happened. I think so is Jacoby'sville in a sense. Like it's also quite hilly. Actually, the island where trade's like supposed to be, like where it's supposed to be the trade hub is actually very hilly. I'd say it's nearly mountainous, but it's not steep enough to count as a mountain. Okay, I don't know. But anyways, for those who stayed or stick around from the beginning, thank you. It's like 12:22 evening. Quiet. Yeah, it's quite silly. It's been 3 hours and 11 minutes. So, if you like this kind of random, spontaneous kind of streams, or if you like chiptune music, I guess, in my other stuff, go ahead and subscribe. I don't know. Or don't. Your choice. But anyways, bye-bye. Eat, sleep, and water, actually. Yeah, I'm good.